Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest. Food. We're gonna leave it at food. I'm not gonna call myself a food nerd. I'm not gonna call myself a chef. I feel like that would be too high of a compliment for what we're aiming for here. What I'm really trying to do here is bring back a series we have done on the channel before. It's food. I think I can, in this cooking excursion here, meet at least that bar. Today we have Christine running the camera. Everyone in the comments say thank you, Christine.
Aww.
I decided in bringing this back, we're gonna keep it simple for the first one. I remember in the old episodes, we did like a tofu scramble one time. We did a granola. Today we are going to do a freaking pancake. We're doing pancakes.
My favorite.
Because I'm vegan, we're gonna keep the recipe vegan. If you so decide that you don't wanna do that, I guess nobody's making you be vegan. This is just my personal recipe. This is what works for me. Bowl. Almond milk here. If you're allergic to such a thing, you don't have to use this. You can use something you're not allergic to. Olive oil, you have some maple syrup. Bam. All right, there's some extra stuff I'm throwing in there toward the end. We have some chocolate chips. Ooh, chocolate chip pancakes. All right, finally we have baking soda because we want them to be fluffy and soft. We don't want hard ass pancakes. That's gonna be miserable. And we just have all-purpose flour. Like with most things that are baking and baking adjacent, we're just gonna throw in all the dry ingredients first. Let's start with just like 1 cup of flour. Ultimately, this recipe, with the way it's sized out, you're gonna have pancakes for like 2-3 people, tops. Throwing in a full tablespoon of baking powder, maybe a smidge, just a smidgerino more, boom. One other dry ingredient I'm doing, which is not entirely necessary, is a little bit of flaxseed meal. This is kind of a binder. In a lot of vegan baking recipes, I find that it does make, I guess, the general stickiness of this stuff more to my preference. So just throwing in just like a spoonful of that. Nothing too intense. You don't have to like measure it super crazy. Just don't throw in a lot. Same over here, just because of flavor and also like, you know, protein to carbs ratio. I'm throwing in a little protein powder just because I feel like it, just because I want to. Little chocolate, little hemp protein powder. Doesn't even have any flavor to it, so it's not even gonna add to the flavor or the texture in any weird way. I'm gonna mix them up. So it's just one big, singularly colored dry mixture. Bam. We can, for flavor, throw in just a bit of maple syrup. We can throw in a little bit of olive oil, just a dab. We're throwing in a cup of almond milk or whatever your milk of preference is. Go, bam. All right, now given the extra dry ingredients I threw in here, I know that this is not going to come out to exactly the consistency that I want, but don't worry about it if that's also the case for you. What we're doing here is we're going to just kind of get this mixed up, and then we're going to add more liquid as we go along to get the consistency that we want. Now, what we don't want is sort of what we're seeing here. It's very dry, it's very sticky, it's very bunched together. We want, for a pancake, a mixture that is more liquid, is more thin, more runny. So we're just gonna add some more almond milk and just sort of go, add more as we're going along until we get the consistency that we want. Does this look like a consistency that I could sort of like pour it into a bowl or onto a skillet and it would start cooking? No. This is looking more like a batter than a pancake mix right now, which is why, as I'm stirring it, I'm gonna add some more.
Is she a little too thick?
Jesus Christ. It's easier to just sort of add more liquid as you go along as opposed to the opposite, because I can't, you know, take almond milk out of here once I put it in there. I mean, I could sort of like throw in more flour to balance it out, but that's just gonna create sort of like more of a headache than I need. So just gonna throw in some chocolate chips. Oh man, more than I wanted, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain. I really hate chocolate chips. And now I'm upset that there's so many chocolate chips in my pancakes. Never an experience or a thought that I've had in my life. Okay, it's mixed. As far as cooking pancakes goes, I'm probably gonna mess up here at least a little bit because this is hard mode. I'm on a cast iron skillet. It is also on an electric oven. The chances are that I go faster than I want to as far as cooking these pancakes. It's high. Chances are high. If I had a sexy, pimped out griddle, I would give you the most picturesque Martha Stewart fucking pancakes you've ever seen in your entire life. But that's not what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna do my best to just not burn these. Sometimes cooking just means like making do in order to kind of like just kind of get the result that you want, because not everybody has a perfect kitchen setup. Not everybody's fucking Gordon Ramsay, okay? Some people are Anthony Fantano, and you're just gonna cook with what you've got in front of you, which is more than enough. We're gonna face maybe a few challenges here, and that's fine. But yeah, as far as cooking pancakes goes, the worst thing you could be doing is going too hot and too fast. You're burning them, you're not cooking them in the middle. You wanna be at a nice like sort of like midpoint where, you know, you're obviously not sitting there and baking them like a cake on the top of your freaking oven. But you also, you know, again, you don't wanna go too fast either, because then you're sort of gonna run into a whole nother host of problems. I'm gonna try not to, again, pour too much, pour too big. We want just like a nice modest size pancake over here. There we go. Boom, pulling back. Maybe that is a little bit slightly bigger than I wanted, but it works. Okay, I'm getting in position for the flip when it's ready. We want to get a good flip in here. I need a good flip. Come on, Daddy needs his flip. Come on, let's go. It's even looking a little brown on the edge over here, but we can still let it go a little bit longer.
A little burnt.
Just a tad.
We'll see.
It's not too bad.
Oh, that's a nice pattern.
See,
there.
We got some splash over here. We splashed it a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. No regrets over here, okay? It's still gonna come out to be a nice pancake.
Are you proud of your flip?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this flip. Let's see, are we gonna flip again? Let's check the other side. All right, we're looking not too bad over here. Do too many flips. I'm a bit of an anxious flipper. I'll say that. I'm a little bit of an anxious flipper. I do tend to sometimes. I will flip prematurely more than I need to. Bam! There's our first pancake, and you know what? Honestly, the first one is usually the ugliest, so that's probably as bad as it's gonna get. Oh no! I lied about the other one being the ugliest. I failed my mission. Now see, here's the thing. It's like I let it go a little fast, and now I'm losing track because I'm trying to be charismatic and talk to the camera and be a host while also cook well. Which this is why people get paid to cook and only cook. All right, we should get maybe 2, 3, or 4 out of the rest of the mix, and then our pancake journey will be over. Sad, I'm sure, for a lot of you, but yeah, we're light is at the end of the tunnel now. Here we go. Bam. Okay, so I did a little bit of a collision course here, which is obviously not preferable, but sometimes you're gonna have some cross-contamination from pancake to pancake. I told you this was not gonna be a professional segment before we started, so you cannot be disappointed with me. You cannot act like I tricked you into taking my cooking advice seriously under false pretenses. I'd love it if we made it, to quote the 1975. All right, here we go. Let's flip this one again. Here we go. That's a good one. It's looking nice on the other side. Bubbly and warm and cooked. All right, let me see how this is looking now. Oh no, it's like, I'm a freak. These pancakes like, I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. Here we go. Bam. And they feel fluffy. They look fluffy. They feel fluffy. There's probably going to be some good chocolate chip action in there too, like we saw earlier. So, you know, don't judge my pancakes based on their looks, okay? Don't judge them based on how they look. Judge them based on how they taste, which you will never know because you're not here and you're just watching. The big boy's looking like it's got an alien head. It's an alien head shape. This one over here. This one's looking done. This one's looking good. Bam, we're getting 3 out of it. Moving the alien head pancake to the middle over here. Just gonna let this cook and then get a few more out of it. And then we'll be in Pancake City. Population, me. Important note, most important ingredient in any recipe, Love. Love going into the food. Do you feel like love is going into these so far?
I definitely do.
From what you're observing?
An extreme amount.
Okay, good. There we go. That's a nice looking one. Look at that one. Look at that one. Now you see, it's just, you know, you just gotta practice. You just gotta practice. Yeah, that's a nice pancake. That's a nice pancake. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna botch this one. All right, as I do not have a lot of room here, but bam. Okay, actually I didn't botch it too bad. It's not a bad botch. It's a light botch. It's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Mission freaking accomplished. That's all I gotta say. Okay, here are the pancakes. They're done. You are as unbiased an observer in the situation as we could possibly get, as you're the only other person in this room. What would you rate as far as like the look of the pancakes? And you can be harsh.
There's a lot of inconsistency.
Well, yeah, yes, there is most definitely.
I think I'd probably give them a 6.
Oof, damn, a 6 off the consistency. Okay, that's fine, that's fair. I know we're not working with like runway level pancakes, okay? I would not put these pancakes on the catwalk, okay? That's a sign that it came out nice and fluffy. Here we go. That consistency is good. Ooh, the chocolate chips are in there too. They're melty. Let's see it. That came out good. You do need to try this. Just so people know that I'm not like bullshitting them.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
All right, we got some chocolate chip action here. I think I do increase my rating.
Yeah!
They don't taste how they look, I just have to say.
That's what people say about me, you know? I think they look a little bit darker because they have some of the chocolate protein powder in there, and on top of it, they've also got the flaxseed. Mm-hmm. So they, on average, they almost look like about kind of the color of a wheat pancake. So they might look a little kind of like darker and burnt than they actually are.
Look at that.
But I'm actually really happy with the consistency and crunch and fluffiness on these a lot. They came out really good.
Oh yeah, the fluff is on par.
Flavor and look together, what would the ultimate rating on the pancakes be?
Well, let's see. I think I would give it, I think I'm gonna go with a 7.75.
Wow, 7.7, a strong 7. A strong 7.
A strong
in
7.
Anthony Fantano language, that translates to a strong 7, which I think is a pretty good return score for its food. I think it's a very modest, very good bar to hit first time back.
Would you give these to people as a gift?
I would invite people over to eat these, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully have the same reaction. It's like, oh wow, they're so ugly, you know? But they taste great. They taste really good. 10 times out of 10. I would rather have an ugly looking pancake that tastes great as opposed to a great looking pancake that tastes terrible. Mm-hmm. I think that's it for this Return It's Food episode. You guys are the best. Thank you very much for watching. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that upward link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, It's Food, Pancakes, forever.